word. But the point is, there's not a contradiction, okay? How old was Ahaziah when he began to reign? You said, one of the second contradiction you cover on your video here, Dan, Ahaziah was 22 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 1 year. Ahaziah was 42 years old when he began to reign in 2 Chronicles. Well, which is it? 2 Kings, 22 years old was Ahaziah when he began to reign with his mother, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Athaliah. That was the wicked queen that they threw down out of the window. This hilarious story. A black preacher a black fellow going to get ordained to be the preacher, and they said, "What's your favorite parable in the Bible?" Part of his ordination question. He said, "I like the parable of the Good Samaritan." He said, "Well, tell us the parable of the Good Samaritan." So Rasmus says, "Well, the man was going down to Jericho and he fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked that man." And you heard that story? It's hilarious. He goes on and on and on. Mixes every story in the Bible in there. Just go. You heard that one, Jeff? It's great. Finally, he saw a wicked queen up in the window. He said, "Fling her down, boys." And they flung her down. He said, "Fling her down again." And they flung her down again, 70 times 7. And they gathered of the baskets. They gathered of the fragments 12 baskets full. And my question to you, gentlemen, is whose wife shall she be in the judgment? And they ordained him. He said, "Man, this guy knows the Bible." Okay. So he was 42 years old when he began to reign by himself. See, 2 Chronicles tells us Ahaziah's dad began to reign at age 32. He reigned for 8 years and died. So obviously his son couldn't be 42 years old. There's also possible that it was a couple of kings that reigned in quick succession. Some of them only reigned for a few days or months, got killed or something. Supporting this idea is the confusion in names that appear for the king at this time. Jehoahaz in 2 Chronicles and Azariah in 2 Chronicles 22. Moreover, Matthew 1 completely skips this part of the genealogy, further confusing the issue. It appears that Ahaziah was a very common name. Azariah, was a very common name. One guy had 2 uncles named Azariah. Perhaps one of them reigned briefly. How many of you know more than one person named John? How about more than one person named Tim? I think we got 2 in the room here, okay? So, yeah, common name, Kent. There are 3 Kent Hovinds. Me, my son, my grandson. Yeah, okay, who cares? So, there's a whole lot more on this topic of the supposed reign in this book right here. If you want to go down deep, stay down long, but it's not a contradiction. Sometimes they're made king a second time. How many wedding couples renew their vow after 10 years or 20 years?